Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast. You can also see it on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page when you're there to follow along. So I want to share a part of a little journey that I'm going on here. Sam doesn't know about this. Jodi knows about it, that I'm actually diving into the world of GLP1s.
Oh.
I want to see, how this actually works. And it's different for me as a type 1 diabetic because it's going to be helpful. I give insulin manually, and so GLP-1s are not normally, it's considered off-label when it's prescribed to a type 1 diabetic. Mm-hmm. Type 2 diabetes, it helps you absorb your insulin that your body already makes. Type 2 diabetics make insulin, that assists with the absorption, and then the weight loss, I guess, winds up being the side benefit because you're slowing down the digestive process also.
Well, GLPs were for diabetes to begin with, weren't they?
Yeah, that's actually, they were never intended as weight loss. It was a side... Well, I say that it was intended as improving insulin absorption,
which aids in weight loss.
And so there are two different types of them right now. There's semaglutide and then there's tirzepatide. Semaglutide is the one that most people are familiar with because of its brand name Ozempic, and then tirzepatide, the particular one that I'm on is called Mounjaro. And they have slightly different actions, and they work slightly different from each other. But my endocrinologist is the one who wanted me to go on it several months ago. He's like, "You need to try this," and I had heard all of these horror stories about
side effects,
especially because the side effects, they are real because you're forcing your body to slow down the digestion, and it's not one of my favorite side effects. I can tell you that. But some of the scare stories that I heard from other friends who were on it are extreme when it comes to it changing your bathroom habits. And I'm fortunate with that because I'm not going to spend any time on this, just to say I've been fortunate. That's no problem. That is not my experience with it whatsoever. But you have to follow the instructions and understand what it is you're supposed to be doing. You can't just give yourself this shot and do life the way that you've always done it.
Meaning you can't eat portions like you used to eat.
You can't, and you'll feel that. It'll actually, because your digestive system is slowed down. So if you eat too much too fast and your body's not digesting it, well, what do you think happens? It's not processing, and that becomes a problem. And you can get sick off of that.
So you're doing the injections, not the pill.
Yeah, well, the two that I mentioned are not in pill form.
Okay.
The third,
there are some coming, I think. But.
Well, there is a pill form version, but its action and what it does, as I understand, it's also different.
Okay.
The thing about pills, and you're not a shot guy, I know that, but the thing is, when you give an injection, the body's going to absorb it immediately and do what it needs to do. That's why there's no insulin pill. Why? Because the body's stomach acid destroys it. Mm-hmm. So almost no oral kind of, there are things that are nasal. I don't know about for this, but anything that can be absorbed by the body is more easily, whatever it is. I don't know how to explain the term. It takes action faster, maybe is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so it's the shot version. It's real simple. It's a tiny little needle. You don't feel it. Just like all my diabetes stuff that I already do with the insulin pump. That's so regular for me. It's not, not a big deal.
You've only been on it like a week, right? Week and a half? So
this is week 2, second shot. So the shot I'm giving on Saturdays, and the first 48 hours is where I'm really feeling I'm nauseated, and I am, it's like a mild little stomach cramp, kind of like you ate something that's not sitting well with you. And they say that goes away once you get 4 weeks into it. We'll see. And then the dosage, you continue to go up on the dosage. You start out, in my case, it's 2.5 milligrams, and then they take the dosage up as you go so that you get to the therapeutic dose that's most effective for you.
Oh, if they go up on the dosage, do the chances of the side effects go up?
So, yeah, here's the little thing on that. If you have side effects, this is why you need to pay attention to the side effects.
Sure.
Every time you stair step up, you're going to have the same side effects again.
Ew.
But it's only for a short period of time, and then the body eventually becomes acclimated. But it takes the body many weeks to become fully acclimated to it. And it almost immediately changes my appetite.
I know. I'm the person who cooks for you.
Yeah.
I'm the person who prepares meals for you.
Yeah.
So
When
it's
I tell you.
cut down the appetite.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm still hungry, but I don't feel like eating. And I mean, I know
That's weird.
like last night, and that's what you have to manage. That's where I'm going, with this, is there are a couple of things that you really have to keep in your mind and proactive. From my, so far, what my doctor told me and the experience I've had so far, there's some prep work that goes into this. You just don't give yourself a shot and go about your business, or pop the pill like you're talking about and go about your business. You have to be deliberate about a couple of different things, or you will have some of the long-term issues that some people face, where they look emaciated because they've lost too much weight, because you're actually not getting enough protein. Because if you don't eat enough, you're not getting enough. You have to supplement that, and you have to be deliberate and make sure you get it, because you're not going to feel like eating the extra stuff. That's easy for me, because as somebody that works out twice a week already, I love protein shakes. I love to make them, and so that's easy. I will make sure that I eat, and it's a lot. It's like 140 grams of daily protein that I eat. So you can't really get almost that much from food, certainly not at the level that I'm eating right now.
No.
And but what's strange about it is, Jodi made chicken thighs last night, corn, and then your delicious salad coleslaw, kind of a mix, which is great. And normally I could knock down 2 or 3 chicken thighs. That would be easy for me to do.
I'm used to saying just eat the rest of them.
Yeah,
I ate one, and you can eat as much of that as you want, because normally he eats a lot of it, and he ate 1 chicken thigh.
Yeah,
and I'm like, where's Murphy?
Yeah, I know. Well, and that's the thing, is it's a
you're
feel
normally
it.
a big appetite.
You are like, it's like you are stuffed.
Wow.
At that point. And so
I would not like that.
but what I need, to stay on, I should have probably given you the 3 things from the beginning, but the 3 things are, protein supplementation, or making sure that you account for anything from a protein and nutrition standpoint, because you actually are eating less, and your body does need food. And so until you adjust and acclimate, you don't want to take this and starve yourself every day, because you then will create a litany of other issues.
Sure.
You don't want your muscles to deteriorate on you.
No, you need your muscles to live a productive life.
Right.
And that doesn't mean, The Rock. It
doesn't mean that, right.
Living a productive life where you don't fall and break a bone easily.
And so
like that.
it's protein and then fiber supplementation, which accounts for the other, regularity things. And then there's nothing that's exciting about any of that, trying to think about it. But I started out that way, and as a result, I don't have any issues compounding, for me. And so you just have to be deliberate about at least those 2. The third one is, if you are physically able to do so, exercise is something that you should do, because if you eat less and you're not supplementing quite enough protein, you're still going to suffer some sort of a muscular challenge there.
Yeah.
And I think
the work.
And I think in time you're going to see more and more discussion about that, because these drugs are wonderful things. They have incredible health benefits for some people, not all. And there are some people that, are genetically predisposed to challenges that they can't overcome without them. And there's nothing wrong with any of that, obviously. But the muscle part, to me, because we're very much Americans, aren't we all? We give a shot and go. We want to take a pill and go, and not do the other work that's associated with that. And I'm going to see if I can work my way through that, because Jodi and I have had some friends and family members that we've known that have gone through that, and they kind of wound up experimenting with the same thing, and they had to dial it back and come back the other way because of just that.
Not feeling right.
Right.
Dial back the dosage, you mean?
Yeah. And that's the other thing that's weird. It's a sliding, moving scale. There is no one thing that works for everybody, because everybody's digestive system is going to be different. Everybody's going to want a different plateau on the weight. Everybody is going to, not handle the higher dose necessarily as well. And we'll see. Because for me, I don't want to go all the way up to whatever the top number is. I don't, because you have to also titrate back in the other direction, I think. Anyway, if you ever stop and you start over, you're going to start all over again with the side effects. Yeah. And when you stop, everything comes back the way
course.
that your body was if you haven't changed any fundamental habits. You will gain 100% back of what you lost if you don't somehow make some adjustments and stop. So there's a whole lot of stuff that I don't know right now going into this. I'm certainly a late bloomer into it. There are plenty of people that have done this before me, but I'm just curious to see how it works for me. But I can tell you in week 1.5, I'm not going to, if every time I give the shot, I have the 48 hours of I feel nauseated, I'm going to have to bail. Because I'm not going to do that.
It's that bad.
It's going to be, a lot. And I already know that I can control my appetite from other things. I'm really trying to use this for the side diabetes benefit of it's immediately cut my sugar spikes after a meal. The reason, it slowed your digestion down. So that means carb doesn't digest as quickly, and as a result, it doesn't go into your bloodstream as quickly.
So it doesn't spike.
It doesn't spike. And look, that benefit exists for anybody who's type 2 and also on it. The sugar spikes aren't there because of physics. Your food is not digesting as quickly. That's great for me as a diabetic because I actually do feel better from that standpoint, and my A1C numbers will be better. So my goal, literally, I would like the side benefit of the belly, but my goal is continued better diabetic control. And my numbers, my A1C can come down even farther than it has in the past. So that's what I'm hoping.
When you say you want the benefit of the belly, meaning that's your trouble area. You don't want
I'm sorry, I didn't explain
excessive
that.
weight on your belly. I know that's the reason that's one of your big reasons, and I get it. Yeah. It's not good for you. Apparently, there's some sort of correlation of men and women.
It's a huge correlation
of the fat being held mostly around the belly. Yeah. It's really bad for you.
Well, it's because some of your most important organs are right there. And so,
correct.
Yeah. And no matter what I have done working out through the years, I've never gone excessive with cardio because I'm not going to, that's not me, nor do I have the time for that. It'd be wonderful to think that I could get out and, run 7 days a week or whatever, but that's not going to happen. The core strength is the thing that I focus on, and I've not been able to lose what I think is about 15 to 20 pounds. That's mostly in my gut. And I feel it there.
But you can't really target, like you're going to lose weight everywhere because when you lose weight, you lose it head to toe. If we could target weight loss, right. I would have lost the mommy tummy 20 years ago.
Correct. Yeah.
I would have lost the pooch 20 years ago.
So are you going to, this is if you get over the nausea and stuff, is this permanent? You're going with this forever? Or is the doctor giving you you were going to try this for a couple years and then stop?
Don't know.
Yeah, there's no way to know that.
Oh.
And they don't, I don't think they predict that. The studies haven't been around long enough. There are some great studies, particularly with semaglutides, and it's still early because tirzepatide is the newer version, which has less side effects, by the way. And I think that's the reason that you're starting to see it, gains traction and popularity. But the heart benefits, the brain benefits. I mean, there are these other benefits, and there's still a whole lot of debate, around, okay, is this the chicken or the egg? Do your numbers improve for your kidneys and your liver and your heart and all of this because you're eating less? Or
less weight
is it the actual action of the medicine, itself?
Oh.
And I'm not a debater, so I'm not going to go there. You could spend 3 weeks on YouTube looking at all sides, of that.
You've talked about you're talking about your experience with it within a week, and we'll see. No promises.
Yeah, I don't
no
want
idea. But have you? There's another component to this that you haven't talked about yet. You've touched on not feeling hungry, which is different for you. I have known you for years and years and years. We were married. You were a hungry man.
Yeah.
And I've always felt like healthy people are hungry. I do think it's normal to be hungry, and there's a lot of guilt associated with it for some people. I mean, even me, when I'm having a hungry day, I call it, when I'm extra snacky, I'm like, man, I shouldn't be eating this, but I just forgive myself for it or whatever. Oprah talked about it because she was on some GLP1. I can't remember. She did a whole special on it. She's done podcasts about it. She said for her, and some other people who have been on these medications, Murphy, will say that they've had food noise their whole life. They're always thinking about what they're going to eat. If it's at 9 o'clock in the morning, they're already there's always food noise. And if they're always thinking about what's for lunch or what's for dinner, then it never goes away. But Oprah did say that when she got on these, the food noise went away and she couldn't believe it.
Wow.
And to me, that means you're not hungry
Yes.
anymore. Or your mind is not telling you that you're hungry.
Yeah.
Is that different for you?
That is a really good question, and it's probably correct because when I do start to eat, I am hungry.
Good. That's
And
so
I mean,
good.
I'm ready for a meal when I'm ready
Good.
for it, but it's not like I'm
Ravenous.
ravenous. Now, everything that I've also read about this first 4 weeks, you almost just have to get through it, analyze, and see how you're doing because eventually, you will be hungry as you're supposed to. I think it's the body adapting. The body really has to go through because you're changing something. The body goes, uh-oh, what? Wait. Digestion's slowed down, so now everything it's like digestion slowed down. There's a problem here. Send signals to the brain. Stomach ache. You've got something. You don't eat anymore. You're full. That's what's going on right now. And eventually, they say long term, you will. Some of that hunger will return as it should, healthy, and you just know where to stop eating.
That's good.
And so, because I'm really not trying to like eat insanely small portions, but like when you and I went to lunch yesterday, which is great, one of our favorite places, and it was fish, it was rice, and it was green beans, and I could not eat the green beans. I was stuffed after I had the fish, and when I say rice, it was a tiny little half cup.
Yeah.
And
it's like
no more desserts.
Again, it's like he has not ordered dessert.
So that one's weird, and it's partially because I really need to get used to it before I try that. Mm-hmm. There's something about I don't know if it's the sugar part of it or the other sweets or the high fat that's in desserts or something like that can make some people more sick more quickly.
Of course.
And Jodi brought back something from her girls' weekend trip. That's one of my favorite things to eat, and I ate one square of it. It's this chocolate and hazelnut.
It's the chocolate slabs that get cut. I brought him a stack of those flavored chocolate, Swiss chocolate.
And
really good.
I ate one little square of that, and I thought I had eaten a huge slice of pie.
That's unbelievable.
It punched me in the stomach,
Wow.
and it was more difficult to digest.
I'm sorry.
And, yeah.
I'll eat it.
But,
No, it's yours.
But no, I mean, I'll still be able to eat it.
I know.
But it's what you eat on top of everything. If your digestion is slowed down, what you ate at noon, it may not be fully gone by 4 or 5 o'clock at night, and you start eating more. And so it's really about Haley, who I work out with, my trainer. She just says, do what people who aren't on it, who typically balance themselves out for exercise, is you eat smaller portions more times throughout the day. Your body actually prefers that. Your body doesn't want you to starve yourself today in the morning and then load up at lunchtime and then load up with another big meal at dinner before the body doesn't respond well to that anyway. And so distributing that out fits better with this because you're already slowing down. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I haven't. The appetite thing is when I get towards the end of the week and it's closer to time for the next shot, it starts to
come back. So on Friday night we could go out to eat.
Yeah, right. Well, and they say that the overlap, the week eventually. So the half-life is like it peaks in 72 hours, and I forget the half-life. I don't remember what they said. Eventually, when you do this for weeks, they'll start to overlap like they're supposed to by the time the next shot gets there. So, I mean, so far, it's okay. I'm in sort of the B- range right now on where I am on this.
Were you ever a snacking grazer, or because of your diabetes, you didn't really like roam over to the pantry, just boredom snacking?
No, I definitely did that, and that's the reason that at one point I weighed 220 pounds, and now I weigh 188, and I've kept that weight off because I don't snack. That's been one thing, and Jodi and I are totally aligned on this at home. Every now and then, if we really want to snack on something, we don't deprive ourselves, but it's not an automatic. There's bags of chips in there's no candy in the pantry. There's none of that kind of stuff.
There's popcorn.
There's
I'm
popcorn.
a popcorn girl.
Yeah.
There's smart. What is it called? Skinny Pop.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so if you don't have it, you're not going to graze on it. And that really has helped me to maintain. But, short of everything else, I've been plateaued for a really long time now.
Yeah.
And but yes, you're right about that. I can always tell when I was in the snacking zone because I was using a lot more insulin every single day. Mm-hmm. And they also say, and I don't know what science there is to back this or not, that when your body responds, everything tends to be an inflammatory response. And there's a whole lot of study and focus right now on longevity versus, and how inflammation plays a role into that. Yeah. And it's, one example is that, and I forget what community it is in Japan where the oldest living people in the world are. Fish. And they eat fish, and it's very low carb, and they're not overeating anything. Their portions are, reasonable, so they're not racking up a lifetime of causing this inflammatory response in the body, which triggers things
they're
like
not eating processed
digestion.
Foods.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so the more that you're having to trigger a digestive process or whatever your organs are having to do, apparently that can have a lasting negative impact on you. And these glutides, GLP1s or whatever, are by their nature inflammatory reducing.
That's good.
But again, I guess it's because it slows the body's response down.
That's incredible information. It's a good way to explain it.
Well, and it's something I want to study up on because I truly don't know, enough about it. But it's an interesting concept, and I guess it's how the body, reacts and protects and takes care of itself. Whatever you give your body, it's going to do and process what it needs to. And I guess part of that process is inflammation. Every time you secrete a hormone, it's inflammation. And that's part of the reason that you feel, if you've overeaten a huge meal and you feel wiped out.
Yeah.
Well, that's a flood of insulin into your body that's happening, that's taking place. And that insulin, that flood of insulin, is absolutely creating some sort of other response that is difficult on your body. And we
like eating 2 full barbecue meals in one day.
Right.
I tell you, the rest of that day, that's exactly what I felt like.
That was your body going
heavy.
What did you do to
day.
me? Yeah.
I have a question about the protein. You said 140 grams of protein. Is that what you have been doing, or what you are doing now because of?
Yeah, I've stepped it up a little bit. So
what were you before?
So I have been, on average, I supplement in addition to what I eat about 80 to 90 grams of protein, and they're different. You talk to a doctor, you talk to somebody else, they'll tell you there's different amounts. Some people say you should eat your weight in protein. That's probably excessive. It's
in grams, like your weight in grams.
Yes, right, correct.
Not
Thank
your
you.
weight in protein.
No, right. Yeah, not 100 pounds of food every day. Yeah, but so mathematically, that's just what's recommended for me. 140 to 150 grams of protein is. Because I'm working out too. I mean, if you work out, you need more protein because that's what rebuilds muscle.
It feeds your muscle.
Yeah. But since I'm reducing the amount of, I ate 1 chicken thigh instead of 3. If I had to guess, that was probably about 15 grams of protein per thigh. So if I'd eaten 3, I would have been in the 40-ish range, but I only ate 1. But, I also had a little protein shake this morning of 30 grams. So, I mean, I made up for the difference in that.
Yeah.
But that's what they say is what causes the muscle loss that you hear about and that sort of emaciated look that some people have. Not everybody does that. It's just, I want to be real careful because we're talking about something that is
millions of people are on it.
Millions of people are on it. It is a crowded field. There are a lot of opinions. And so
this is your experience,
I'm sharing my experience with it, right? Exactly.
There's no wrong way. This is your experience,
right? So I'm going to go in, and again, it's the early stages of it, but I think that part of it will be easy to maintain. I just want the side effect part needs to go away.